Well, g'day tubers. Bruce Bender here, BTH version 1. And today we are going to have a little fun. This is my tractor that you've seen, or some of you have seen 8 videos of the reconditioning of it. And everything works on it. And this is one that was brought over by an acquaintance of mine. And it's got 2 problems with it. Number 1, the battery is not charging from the magneto under the hood there. And number 2, I hope it's just a spring. When he hits the brake pedal, it goes into the park position and won't come out. I think that's what's happening. So first of all, we're going to look and see if we can solve the electrical problem. So I'll just get things set up and we'll come back. Okay, tubes, this is the tractor that was reconditioned. This is the voltmeter that's connected right to the battery. Right there, if you can see that. I'll come back. And I'm just going to show you what happens when we start this one, and then we'll compare it to the other one. What should happen here is the alternator or the generator or stators or whatever you want to call it, the charging system, should detect that there's a battery there and jump to 14 something volts, just like your vehicle does when you start it. So it should go from 12.37 up to 14 after it starts. So we'll just do that and then we'll compare it to the other one. So besides all the noise, that's good. So now we'll set the other one up and we'll come. Okay, tubes, now we're on the other tractor, and we're going to start it up and we'll see if it jumps to 14 volts. I've already tried this. This is a demonstration. So I'm starting to wonder if my original prognosis is correct, but it's not charging the battery at a high enough voltage. Now I did have this battery on a charger for about an hour today, which isn't enough. And let's just try that again. So it's charging at about a half a volt higher than the battery sitting at rest. So that might even just be a bad connection. So anyway, we're going to compare. We have the beauty of comparing the 2 tractors, this one and that one, and we're going to see if we can find out what the difference is. Hi folks, I'm back. Well, both tractors have a little protector that goes at the below the steering wheel, and it protects the wiring and stuff, which goes on there around here. And on this tractor that's in pretty good shape, the protective coating wiring is still there. And, well, it's nice to have the 2 tractors to compare. And on this tractor, when I took off the cover, there's no protection at all. And this connector is completely fried from heat and abuse. And if you look right there, that wire is almost cooked right off. So I got a hunch that if I just take these wires off and splice them up, because this connector is probably not available anymore and I'm just here to repair this, that we'll get our 14 volts. It's been really intermittent. I was actually quite surprised in the demonstration that it charged at 13.5 volts. So that tells me that half the circuit is probably working and half is not. The way it works is on the regulator, it takes AC signal from the motor, it generates an AC signal, puts it into the regulator right there, where my finger is, and it's a rectifier which rectifies it down to DC, and it's looking like it's not it's running intermittently, and that looks like something that could be intermittent. So the first thing we'll do is get that cleaned up and see how we make out. Okay guys, I thought I'd show you me soldering up one connection. I've done one, that's right there. I've got my heat shrink on the wire already for the next one. I'm just going to twist these together again. You know how it goes, and nothing's easy. There we go, they're twisted together. It's called an inline splice. I've got a cordless soldering iron that has butane in it. Get some solder started on the tip and start heating the joint. It's a bit of a dirty connection, so I'm going to just heat it up a little bit more. Flip the solder off, not into the camera. See a small little bump there. There we go. And then I cheat, lick my fingers. Good. And then I bring the heat shrink down over the connection. And then with this handy dandy cordless soldering iron, can you still see that? Almost. We shrink the heat shrink with the soldering iron. So I've only got to do that a couple more times and we're done. So hopefully you got a good look at that. And we'll finish the other two. Okay guys, so what I've done is I've done all 3 splices, but it took 6 splices because I wanted to make the wires a little bit longer so we had some slack to maneuver. They basically replaced the connector. And we got the one AC, the second AC, and the ground. It's green right there, so I used a green one to that one. And we used nice heat shrink on all of the connections, so they should be safe. Just like as good as we can make it without spending a pile of dough. And now we're going to see if we can start this baby up and what we're charging at. Our battery is in fairly good shape. It's at 12.91 volts. Oh, so sorry. Sorry, I apologize so much. That's an old joke of mine. Are we ready? So that's great. But it's all good.